So hi, one of the Good Noise Podcasts. We're here with Nikki from New Year's Day. We're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. What inspired you to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
So I started the band in pretty much, I think, October 2011. It was just after they got off a Warped Tour. I was leaving a band that I was in previously, and they were getting rid of their guitar player, and I knew Ash, and we used to I used to go watch them play, and they used to watch my old band play, and they loved my energy. So they're like, dude, we should get you on. Mm-hmm. So New Year's Day is actually the day after New Year's Eve. You guys didn't know. Yeah. So it's January 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was supposed to be, that was pre-me, but it was supposed to mean something of new beginnings. But it's usually funny every time someone asks me, I always make up some false historical event that happened on New Year's Day, but I always say the year way in the future, and it's funny because most interviewers are like, oh yeah
oh my god, yeah,
I'm just in my head going, gotcha. Yeah.
Caught you off guard there.
Yeah.
How many times have you done that? Is that just a regular thing that you do, or
what, like fake out people on the name?
Yeah,
I think this was the first time I've told the truth about it.
Oh my god!
Enough, so,
bro, we're honored. We're honored.
Not, I almost feel bad saying it. It's like, wow, this is the first time I've told the truth, you guys. Please, let's all hold hands and.
We're so proud of you. So, congrats on your most recent album, Unbreakable. How do you feel about the response to that?
Our response has been amazing. I was really entertained by the original responses, because although we released Skeletons kind of as a teaser first, I guess the first real single that we released was Shut Up, which had such a pop feel to it. And it was so funny because everyone was like, oh no, New Year's Day, they turned into a pop band. Look, they're not wearing makeup anymore. This song sounds pop. I'm just sitting here going all right, y'all hold on. Just go ahead, get a plate, get a fork and knife, and y'all gonna eat your words in just a second. So hold on.
I respect that you guys dropped it like that.
Wait, I'm sorry?
I respect that you guys dropped it like that. The pop song is a single and confuse everyone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, because we're thinking music's music, screw genres, and I don't care about what they call us now. Are we a goth band? Is this whatever core they want to add words to? To me, it's just music. A good tune's a good tune. That's all I care about. But it's funny to watch how I don't want to say possessive, but I don't know, almost how serious people take the genre terms. And if you sound anything different, then are you selling out? Or if you look different, then you've bumped the machine. And I'm like, all right, y'all sit tight.
Yeah.
Calm down. Yeah.
We gotcha. Hold on.
And
then we released "Come for Me," and then everyone was like, oh, okay. All right.
Get it.
Yeah.
And once they put you in that box, they don't want you to leave. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm out to keep knocking those walls down as much as I'm alive.
Yeah. So what is your writing process now, and how do you think it's changed since that first release?
Wait, I'm sorry?
What is your writing process like now, and how do you think it's changed since that first release?
Oh man, writing process, as much as it's completely the same, it's different, because half of us are New Year's Day. The current band right now, we're scattered all over the U.S. A couple of us are in Florida, a couple of us up in DC, and then Ash and I are here in Southern California. So as much as we did a lot of you record a riff, you record a song, get little pieces, send it out to everybody, and we all start working on it like that before we go into the studio. And then sometimes then we'd be able to actually all meet up, but now it's so hard for everybody to meet up. So we're kind of still doing this distance, but at the same time, you don't have that same physical energy and vibe of being in the same room with somebody, popping off ideas like that. That's the only real difference, especially for being in a band where everybody's out of state.
Yeah. All right. Wait, so you're used to having to use, I don't know, the internet to transfer ideas and stuff?
Yeah, but in the before times, it was easier for everybody to at least fly into the state and get a room for a couple of days, and then all these ideas that you've kind of already processed and like been obsessing over. Because me, like, I'll take an idea and obsess over it until like I thought of every little angle or possibility, or at least I think that I could. And then once you get into the room, you kind of like put all those ideas into it, and they'll get some ideas, and then you guys start vibing, and it's like a whole, it ends up completely different than it started. But like that's almost the fun, the excitement, as well as the aggravation too. But now it's just harder for all of us to actually get into the room.
Okay, makes sense.
So we're just missing that personal human interaction.
Yeah, I get that. Me too.
Which I guess we're not the only ones, as far as I'm told.
Yeah. Hey, maybe next year. I don't know. Hopefully, yeah.
Maybe next decade, maybe next millennium, we'll get it right.
Yeah. Who knows, man? That'd be sick.
That's the thing. Like, nobody has any idea about anything, so we're just like, all right, another day, let's do it.
Yeah, honestly, it's God, it's a little hopeless right now, but like, hey, it's okay. We're still here,
Yeah, as long as I wake up in the morning, like I got a roof over my head, I can't really complain. But at the same time, like I am pulling my hair out. I'm seeing like, people that aren't here. I'm not really, but quarantine gets crazy every now and then.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
As easy as it is, it's difficult,
Yeah.
God. Oh, yeah. Okay. So how do you feel about the growth that has happened with the band from your debut up to now?
I don't like it. I wish we would think smaller. No, I love it. Like, anything with growth is awesome. It's very cool, and at the same time, like I'm actually completely blind to it. Like I'll notice it sometimes, but I always feel like I'm watching a movie, and when I'm done, then I go back to my normal life. And it's funny too, because like when I come home, like the very next day from tour, I go straight back to work over here. So like I'm constantly like, working, trying to pay bills and stuff like that. So like the moment I'm done with tour and you have like screaming fans, I'm sitting there refilling iced tea. So like the humbling, it's like a 180 right away. It's like, man, people used to pay to come see us, and now like I'm like, what else can I get for you before I go?
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see it, and all these people are like, wow, you're like this huge rock star. I'm like, no, I'm still just the same kid from Santa Ana, just trying to live day by day. But it's different,
Yeah.
But the other day was really cool. Like I was actually in the front yard. I was letting my turtle go out and eat, and the mailman comes up and hands me mailman comes up. He's like, oh, I got a package for you. He's like, hey, are you the Nikki Misery from New Year's Day? I was like, no way. It's like, I knew I recognized you. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, I still get tripped out when people like know who we are, have heard of us. I'm like, seriously, you guys have heard? Mm-hmm. We're not just a holiday. So like, as cool as it is, it's like the first time every time.
Yeah. Right. That's awesome. Oh my God.
So what bands influence your music, if any?
I mean, there's a million bands that influence the music. Like, and we all pretty much like we take from our own personal influences. Like me, I grew up in like Southern California, and so in my youth, it was like third wave ska was blowing up, punk rock was a huge thing. So like punk and like those subcultures were very much part of my upbringing. Frankie was very like 90s with industrial, same with like Ash and like the more darker, gothic stuff that she was into. And now with Austin, he's very classic rock, and it's fun to like know that New Year's Day style and Ash's vision for it, but still like try to mix all of our influences like in this little salad. Mm-hmm. And but like as for certain bands, like me personally was like the New York Dolls, Clash, like Germs, bands like Led Zeppelin and Kiss, like anything that like really pushed in the Doors. As much as like it's hard to hear those influences in New Year's Day, like I always sprinkle them in as much as I can.
All right, sick. So are you guys working on anything? Like, is there an album in the works that you could tell us, or like an EP, maybe a cover? I don't know, man.
All the above that you just mentioned. It's actually all in the works. We just started going in and talking to our producers like maybe 2 days ago and working out these game plans, because right now with like attention spans, it's very short in the old 2020. So like, these bands who like wait a year or 2 years to put out an EP, like you're going to be forgotten. So right now, like putting out singles and stuff and cover songs is like a way to go, like to keep yourself, like, I guess, like in the loop, in people's attention, remind that you're still there. So we're working on cover songs, we're working on singles to put out as well as full length. So like we're
doing everything.
It's gonna be like China buffet. You want to come in, you want appetizer right away, you want to go straight to entrees, bam, we got you.
Oh my god! Wait, so speaking of covers, can you tell us any that you're like looking at or planning to do?
Sure, I'll give you my vote.
Bro, okay, yeah.
The one that I'm trying to get in was, I was trying to get in this one with the first one we did too, but was Joan Jett's "I Hate Myself for Loving You."
Okay, all right.
Which would be super rad. Me, like my stuff is going to be 1970 or like mid 1980s and before. Like I'm only going to go like old school stuff.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, yeah.
If we can do some Joan Jett, that'd be awesome. Maybe even some Susie Quattro with some Wild One.
Just do it all. I mean, we have time.
Yeah.
So like
we got EPs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
EPs. Let's do it.
Bro, cover EP.
Yeah.
That.
So you said there's been some talk about a full length, and you guys had a writing session with Gerard Way. Will those songs be making the cut at any point?
I hope that one day, like if anything, just like an album of like songs that didn't fully make it, so we'd be able to get that. The only thing, it just didn't sound like New Year's Day. It sounded like Mike Hem with Ash, which was still cool. It's just, when you're like, we have like concepts for our albums and certain themes, and unfortunately it just didn't fit. But it would be sick to put that out. So many people have been wanting to hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be honest, I haven't heard it since like we first did it, so I can't remember what it sounded like. I just remember that it was very Mike Hem. So, but it was still rad. Like,
so it was very Mike Hem. Was Gerard on it, or was it just like you guys, but it sounded like Mike Hem?
It was us, but it sounded like Mike Hem.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. All right.
Yeah.
Would you guys ever just like drop that randomly as a single, or would you rather bundle it up with something?
No, I would do anything the way anybody would want it. Like, I'm so free with it. Like, hell yeah, let's put it out as a single. That'd be rad.
Okay.
That might actually be a good idea.
Bro, okay.
we'll see the single next month.
Okay. Watch, bro. All right.
Well, you planted seeds, and now they're growing in my brain stems. I'm about it.
Bro, we're doing it. Okay. So we're gonna go back 7 years. Oh my god. You guys had a collab with Chris from Motionless in White. Like,
yeah.
How did that happen? What was that like process like?
It was cool because like Ash was already kind of talking to him from like their past Warped Tours, and this was like I was still very new into the band, and I remember like we were doing that song, and like our producer Eric Ron would be like, this would be really cool if you guys had like a collab in this, and he's like who could we get? And Ash was like, like Motionless in White was blowing up really big at that time, and Ash was like, well, we talk to Chris, and he was completely down. He came, flew in. It was like the most easy process that we've ever done, and
wow.
He even came in like the that little spoken word part he does, like that was all him.
Mm-hmm.
And like he was such a joy to work with, so easy, and even came out and did the music video. Didn't have to like I went above and beyond to make it happen.
Yeah,
and I got nothing but the best for that dude. Like that was so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when people are listening to your music, is there a certain feeling you want them to have?
Man, whatever they feel. Like music's supposed to be like your own interpretation of it. If you feel happy, hey, that's what we're meant. If you feel sad, if it makes you get you through something, if it reminds you of something, like that's what music is. Whatever makes you feel, as long as it ain't something that makes you do something bad,
Okay.
Yeah.
Badass maybe, but not bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I love that. All right. So because, social distancing, coronavirus, how are you guys planning on connecting with the fans, like safely, I guess, online?
To be honest, I just try to stay 6 feet away from even my phone, even just in
All
case, because like people seem very afraid of everything nowadays and of each other. So I don't know, man. Like I've kind of I was doing like a live stream show for a bit to kind of just like stay connected, since like touring is not going to happen for a very long time, because it's just an unfortunate, and until this whole until you can fill up a room capacity, it's going to be hard for touring bands to even do anything, besides go out your local state. So pretty much I've just been trying to do live streams, although I've been taking a break the past couple weeks. But yeah, it's hard nowadays.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah,
it's valid.
Yeah.
It's rough. I mean, everyone's kind of doing the same thing. It's well, do we just do a live stream and just interview more artists, or do we do an acoustic set? Do we do a Zoom thing? It's hard to do something original even, but then who really cares about original? Just make people happy.
Yeah,
I get that.
Wow.
So speaking of the uncertainty of the world and coronavirus, you guys were in the UK right before it hit. What was it like being in a different country with that uncertainty, with things ramping up very quickly?
That was totally gnarly. Because when we left the US, coronavirus was still a myth. Mm-hmm. I remember I was like, hey, don't they got some whatever virus out there? I'm like, let me just get some more vitamin C, before I go over there. I think I bought an extra bottle of zinc or something. And that was because it wasn't really any coverage. So as we started going over there, I remember we started UK first, and then we would sail onto Europe and pretty much make our way to Italy and then fly home. And as we were wrapping up on UK before we go to Europe, I remember just finally catching some Wi-Fi, looking at internet headlines, and they were like, Italy's shutting down because of coronavirus. I was like, wait, is this something that we should be concerned about? Because on tour, it's hard to keep up with current affairs and news or anything that's not the shit that's right in front of you. And so we're like, wait, what? Really? And then we all started waking up. And pretty much from then on, we all paid attention to the news. Everyone was like, oh my God, this is shutting down. And it started to get scary, every day we're just getting closer and closer to Italy, and they're saying one part shut down. Now the whole country's shut down. Then you had to cancel tours, and we had to try to find our way to fly home, pretty much ASAP. And we actually made it home the day before they put that international ban for a couple days. I don't know if it's still on or whatever. I haven't paid attention too much, but I was like, oh my God, we could still be stuck out there. We don't have money as it is, but it's just staying out there, burning up your savings pretty much. So we made it out here, but just that whole it was gnarly, you're watching. You start watching the whole world shut down, and you're just sitting here walking straight into the fire.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And then you come home, and it's you look outside your window, well, nothing's happening. What's going on? Mm-hmm. Is the world really wild?
Yeah. Is it really shut down up there?
Dichotomy, I always look outside, is this shit really real? Is anything going on? But I know the world isn't just the 20 feet outside my window.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys were safe, though. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's funny too, because once coronavirus started happening, this is how crazy shit gets, and being in a band. I think one of the last UK shows, I think it was the one when I found out about Italy shutting down. So our VIPs, we started putting a table in front, just to keep distance, and we can't do hugs now, just for safety. I remember people started yelling at us, saying you guys are screwing us over. Bro. And then about a month after we got home, someone was like, hey, I just want to make sure you guys okay. Someone from that show ended up having coronavirus. So I was like, oh, that's why we did it.
Oh my God. That's a close call. That's
yeah. But
wow.
We're all healthy, and everyone's alive and safe, thank God, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I remember seeing Ash tweet about it after that happened, and she's like, that's why we did it.
Yeah. That's why. I don't know why people love to just blame us for shit. We're well, we're not even that maniacal. I know I can be sassy sometimes, but relax yourselves.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So on the topic of shows, do you guys have any pre-show rituals when shows were still happening?
Oh my God, yes. So usually you'll know it's about showtime, because I'll pour these little shots of vodka for everybody, and we honestly have this big giant dance party. And in our little traveling bus, we decorate so the inside looks like this gypsy grandmother's house meets a haunted house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, like we travel all over the U.S. and the world. We find all this stuff like rugs. We decor everything, and then there's lights. There's fog machines. It's like a club in there, and then we just dance to like the worst and best dance music from all over the world, and it's pretty much the funnest thing. And then no wonder why we have all this energy when we go up on stage.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's just these giant dance parties, and it's the most goober thing. And it's funny because like when people didn't really know us back with the makeup, they're like, oh my god, you guys actually have dance parties to Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, so speaking of dance parties, what is your go-to like dance song if you're prepping for like a show?
I think so. When Austin gets a hold of it, his main one is I don't know if I can say the words, but it's like my pussy and my crack, my neck.
Yeah.
He busts that one, and he'll come out and he'll start rapping it for us.
Wow.
Uptown Funk is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ash will put on Justin Timberlake. I'll throw in some Miley Cyrus, and it's our party. We can do what we want, you know, because just because we like bangers, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not trying to like dip down in the low energy field.
Yeah, of course.
Only bangers here.
Yeah, bangers. The Weekend, can't go wrong.
Exactly.
So what are your top 3 songs to perform live?
Ooh, okay. I definitely love Fucking Hostile. Just because like the crowd goes wild. I remember one time we were playing in Worcester, Massachusetts, and like we're doing one of the parts, and I stopped playing because I'm just watching bodies like just from like crowd surfing just fall in front of me, and it was almost like this waterfall of people.
Whoa.
I was back at the camera like, are you seeing this? I'm like, this is madness. It's usually just the most chaotic, the most fun, just wild insanity. Then I might have to go with, oh man, I've always loved Kill or Be Killed. That's just such a fun song to play. And with the thing like Sick and with the way I perform, I get real gross sometimes with that. So like, it's always fun for me. And, like I'll just hang these big spit wads and just catch it in my hand and like, you know, fix my hair with it. Just because, you know, if you're singing sick, all of us are sick, might as well be a little gross.
Yeah.
And then I might have to go with Shut Up, just because it's so different and you're not playing the entire time. Like you only come in on the chorus and the bridge. So it gives you like a little bit more like of a stage room to do your art where it's not just I play guitar. Like what else can you do to keep the crowd like entertained? Yeah. And that's like one of the biggest things, like as an artist and as being a musician, you also got to realize like you are a performer and you are doing a performance. It's okay to not be yourself for a bit.
Yeah, speaking of like the whole crowd engagement, you guys have one of the most engaging shows I've seen. Like there's just something about it. Like you guys just commanded the stage for like the half an hour I saw you guys for or whatever. So yeah.
It's pretty fun, man. Like I think I was telling my buddy Davey from Calabrese the other day, like we're talking like when I go on stage for some reason, like I'm not an angry person, but for when I get up there, it's like it's almost like your therapy to release like your negativity. Thus, you know, that's how the name Nikki Misery came. It's supposed to be like this entity of, you know, your anger, the emotion that you can't like get out on your own, just any day. And so when I got up on stage, you kind of just embody that aura and that presence. And so like I, you know, like if the crowd's into it, I get mad and I get angry. And if they're not into it, I get even more pissed off and more angry. And like, and I start doing shit even more to be like, oh, wait, do they rock? Do we like it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, it's always had that fun energy and to feed off of it. And you can't help it.
Wow. What is the I don't know, biggest thing that you've done if you don't see like the crowd engaged enough to just try and get their attention?
I'll start slamming like my guitar like over my body and I'll try to break it.
Oh my god.
A lot of times. I hurt myself a lot like on stage. Like I'll run into stuff and like, you know, like bang my head on the PA. But it's just like this adrenaline. And me, like when I've always thought of rock and roll, it's like, you know, you go up on that stage, you're born on that stage, and like you better die on that stage. Like leave everything up on that. And I've always wanted to be like, I was never like the biggest shredder, like the most technical player, or like, you know, a great player. So I've always been like, so how can I be remembered on a stage? And it's always been my performance.
Mhm.
And now like it's hard just to stand still and play, even if I'm playing like like a slow jam. Like I still want to get up and just rock out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful. Don't hurt yourself badly.
That's no promises, but I do it for y'all.
Thank you, but also, please be safe. Okay.
They do have a couple times because like I'll do a back bend and then sometimes I'll go too far and I'll feel it the next day. And like sometimes now it's like taking longer to like fully recover, but I know it's and I always like tell myself, I'm like, okay, go easier on yourself, But yeah, like once you're up there, it's like you black out and then you come back after.
Yeah,
but it's rad.
Yeah, sounds great. sounds great. So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
To be honest, I try never to look past today.
Okay.
And like that's always been like a thing for me, just because like the more I look forward for things, like life changes, shit happens, weird viruses just pop out of the blue and quarantine the whole world. So like I've never wanted to be that person, because just me, I always get like too attached to an idea of something. So if I get an attachment and if it doesn't go that way, I'll completely freak out and I'll take them all down with me. I don't want to do that. So I always just like go with today only. If like the world ends today, this is as far as we got, man, I could be happy.
Okay.
Valid.
So for the last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
It would be a El Pastor torta from the place right across the street right here. I'd have like those pickled pinos, onions, and carrots.
Okay.
And for a drink, I'm gonna get a couple of drinks. Just a horchata to wash it down, a Mexican Coke with a lime, and have to finish it off with either Pacifico or Modelo with lime.
Oh.
The fact that you knew it like as soon as I finished the question is scary.
Yeah. I love food.
Okay.
So I mean, pretty much like anything with food, I'm on it. I gotcha.
All right.
Solid. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Ooh, fictional world for a week.
Stumped him on that one.
Yes.
Let's go Hogwarts.
Oh yes. What house are you?
All right. So when I did the thing, it put me in Hufflepuff.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't think I was really honest in there. But whatever. That's what the hat says. I can't question the hat. The hat knows best. And it was on Pottermore, so. But I do have the dark mark.
Oh, you what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so sick.
And everyone's like, "Why do you have him?" Like, dude, he was a man with a dream that went after it and achieved it. And even though the world tried to stop him, he came back.
He came back. Bro, that is so sick.
Back.
Oh my god, Hufflepuff gang. Oh, let's go. All right.
HPG.
Woo!
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and everyone we've spoken to has said the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Ooh, oddly enough, purple and white.
Ooh.
But not together. White because like my all-time favorite guitar is a Gretsch White Falcon, which is like this beautiful, just white hollow body guitar. Looks like Elvis as an angel would play it.
Okay, yeah.
And then purple, I've always loved purple. And you can tell like with my old makeup, I always have like smeared purple while everyone else was doing black and red. All of a sudden here I am with some purple in it.
Taste though.
But purple always had like that dark kind of royal, spookyish at the same time color.
Yeah.
Works both ways, yeah.
Yeah.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
Ooh, yeah. My light, because it's dying.
Oh.
Bad jokes. All right, just so you guys know, I am constantly filled with awful jokes.
Bro,
but I got the worst dad jokes. But yeah, so I actually have a clothing site called Stay Miserable Club. It's at staymiserable.com. We just did a collab with Ash Costello where it's like a parody of the Sex Pistols' God Save the Queen. But yeah, I've been doing that. It's got shirts, it's got a couple masks, hand sanities in case people want to pay overpriced for hand sanitizer. You guys can get it from me. And yeah,
all right.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Nikki Misery from New Year's Day, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.